Well, hello there, this is Skipper, and today it will be something a bit different because this is going to be a live content and I'm not going to go with script, but I would like to get your attention to look at the community spotlight from February 2022. It's basically like Kin saying what mods are worth looking into, and I'm going to show you them because you sometimes may not be ready to try them. You maybe don't want to try them, so I will just show you them. Like, I will do it as quickly as it is possible, but there are a lot of them, and some of them are actually amazing. So let's take a look. The first mod is Realistic Progress by Allright, and it adds realistic progress. So as you can see, if we jump into the game, as you can see, we have a bit of a different stuff. For example, we don't have any blocks, so we cannot put the light armor block. It is locked because right now at this stage we are intended to build the frame blocks. They cost construction comps, grinders, small steel tubes. And if you look at the progression tab, it is looking very different. So as you can see, we have, instead of unlocking stuff with building one type of block, we have to build a blueprint. But how do you build blueprints? So we have a new block, we have a supercomputer. It costs 120 computer and construction plates, some steel plates, other stuff. But as you can see, it costs a bit, and you have to build them on the frame. You have to get the energy to it with like a solar power panel or the wind turbine, and it will generate blueprints. And I will show you that. So as you can see, we have our simple setup. We have some power in here, and we have a supercomputer block. This is a supercomputer, and if we look into it, as you can see, it can use conveyor system. I presume it has one on the bottom. Yes, it has. But we also can have manual ejection here. And right in here, in the production tab, we can have blueprints. We can build them. So if, for example, you want to unlock the blueprint like level 2 and the blueprint for science, you have to build this first blueprint. So how do you do it? You basically need to have a datapad, and datapads of course can still be crafted in the assembler, and they don't cost too much, but you know, for the beginning you don't have an assembler and refinery, so you have to go with other means. And in that, I think you are intended to buy them at the beginning or loot them from your enemies, for example. And when having a datapad, we can of course bring it into the inventory of the supercomputer, and as you can see, we can research something. So we can research this, for example, and it is slowly researching. Let's give it a time, and we have it. Now we can add it to our inventory.
Energy low.
And how do we use it? And place it maybe on the interior plates. Okay, so I think if we place it, we should get the research done. Yep, so by building this blueprint, we just got unlocked the next level. So we have the blueprint, batteries, energy 2, and the science one with the hydrogen engine and then the reactors and other stuff like this. So it works nicely. We get it destroyed? No, so we can basically recycle it once again. And the interesting part is it adds a lot of depth to the game because you no longer easily unlock other stuff because you have to spend some time on it, but you can also spend money. If you didn't know, if you go in the faction menu and try to deposit, you are starting off with 10,000 like space coins. Don't know the currency in here. So in the production tab, you can go into blueprints and you can start mining with space credits, and it will take a long time. I will show on the 1k. And yeah, 1%, still waiting, 2%. So as you can see, it is very slowly. So it's just better to, you know, find resources for the datapads, and you know, when you're able build those blueprints. And this mod is very nice, you know, as I said before, a lot of depth. Also, it slows down the progression, and I think this is a big one, especially for servers. When I'm playing with my friends, after some time you basically don't have anything more to do when you don't have enough AI mods or stuff like this. So this will basically slow down and make you play in the early stages of the game for a bit longer. And also it is compatible with mods. So if we have any mods and we've got in the progression, we'll have a special blueprint called mods. I currently don't have any on this world. So yeah, this is even compatible with mods. Very nice mod. So the next mod that we can find in the community spotlight is called Steam Power Systems by Clockwork 168. And this adds the steam power to the Space Engineers. And if you take a look, it adds a bit more than just steam power. It adds solar concentration, it adds geothermal, like using heat from the Earth. It adds nuclear energy, it of course adds steam. And if you take a look at this in the game we can find a bit more to the energy production. So for example, if you want to use the energy of geothermal, well, we don't have geothermal geysers, so that's a bit of a problem, but we can still use apparently heat from the ground of the planet in Space Engineers. So we have to build a geothermal wellhead and add to it a geothermal well tip. And that setup, if you are in deep down, we are like, I think we are 200 meters below the ground level, and because of that it can work. As you can see, it has some nuances to it. Minimum depth 150 meters, optimal well, and other stuff like this. So it has to be a deep down to generate heat, and this thing will generate heat. Will it? Will generate heat? No, it will generate the tip will generate heat, and this will generate steam. And when I have steam, we can like give it a big long pipe. The pipes are of course from the mod, and they cost only large steel tubes, but they are from the mod. The normal one wouldn't work, I think. And we can place a steam turbine that is connected to it, and as you can see, it is currently generating a lot of power. I mean, not that much, but still it is generating power. And if you want to have something new to your power generation and stuff, this mod may be for you. We also have the nuclear reactor. It can also produce basically all of the stuff. It is just to produce steam, and then that steam changes into electricity. And we have also the fast neutron reactor, which is even better, I think, than the okay, so both of them have some drawbacks. For example, this is less efficient but generate less waste, and this generates more waste apparently. Other than that, we have a solar concentrator, and this uses mirror to focus sunlight and generate steam. And I have to check it out, how to use it. Give me a second. Okay guys, I figured it out. We basically have to put this thing, and this is called, where is it? Solar concentrator mount, sorry. And then you put a solar concentrator, and it will generate heat from the sun. Apparently, I think this works basically like the solar generator in the solar panel. When it faces sun and has a lot of it, it will generate more power and more steam by that. And as you can see, the current output is 22 kilowatts, so it's not a lot, but it's still something, you know. So we are producing steam just with this one thing, and this might be very useful. So as you can see, there's a lot of progression in that mod. I didn't notice anything more with it. I think that's all. But yeah, still a very interesting mod if you want to have more fun with electricity, or want something in the maybe like an early stage, or maybe like, I think this is a mid game mod. So if you want to have more fun in mid game, I think this mod may be for you. The next mod that we can also see in here is Azimuth Remastered by Modder for trademark. And this is actually a huge one, because from my understanding there is a mod called Azimuth, and they just remaster it. They are trying to be as closely to the original source as it is possible, but you know, this is still working. It's nice that we get some amazing mods back. I personally haven't played on it, but from what I understand, it adds a lot of stuff. So if we take a look at this in the game, we can see how much stuff it adds. So we have the fusion reactors, we have some guns, we have cargo containers, we have shipping container, we have quad flame front thrusters, and they are looking very nice, very nice. As you can see, let's start, for example, with a Azimuth fusion reactor. So the Azimuth fusion reactor generates electricity, and it can generate a lot of energy. And you also have a very different version. So if you don't want just like this, a basic one, you can get a 6-port version, but this is just for a no, I want a big one. Oh, this is for a small one. Okay, so either way, it is still very nice to see that we have an option to use the version that we'd like to see on our ship. So if you need more than 1 port, you can basically take this one. And it generates lots of electricity, so this is very nice. We have some guns, so this is a long turret, apparently. I don't know the difference. I mean, I presume it is just better turret, better normal version. But if you take a look, okay, so, okay, we can have this small one also, and it is apparently for the NATO 25x184. So it basically uses the ammunition for the normal guns, so the Space Engineers. So this is a rather small caliber, but it should be useful on some ships. We have this ginormous one and another even bigger one, and they are looking amazing, like holy moly. Yep, I would love to use them on my ship. We have a cargo storage container, tank, sorry, and it's looking nice. It's very nice. And maybe, even if it looks like it should be only for, like, you know, the H2, it doesn't. It's just a cargo container that is looking very nice. And I do actually like this thing, because in vanilla you don't have any options actually on the medium, on the small grid version. You don't have any options for, you know, choosing a storage tank. So I do very like I very like it. And we have a medium thruster. Those thrusters look okay. I mean, I can see them being in some designs, working them, but I'm not the biggest fan of it. And we have this ginormous cargo storage container, tank. Again, I'm using the wrong word somewhere, sorry. Yep, so there's also a cargo storage container, but in the version of a tank. And because of that, it looks, wow, it looks very nice. Yeah, I do like having a lot of choices in this game. What do we have? We have also the hydrogen storage tank, and presumably the big and oh, we have a. This is interesting. This is a half azimuth hydrogen storage tank. I wonder what the difference is. But we also have very nice looking storage tanks with a lot of writing on them. It adds, in my opinion, a lot of detail. Hydrogen. Yeah, they are looking lovely, like, wow. Do I have anything more? This is what I'm interested in. The shipping container, and this is actually a great idea. It has conveyor openings from both sides and even from the back. So you can basically stack them on top of each other, and you can have something similar to a port, or maybe you can build a port in your game. And this might be looking, wow, oh no, wow, it looks very, it looks very nice. I do like it. Okay, so if you're interested in this mod, check it out, because I think this is one of the better mods that I have seen. It has a lot of depth. I do especially like this wind turbine. Not a wind turbine. I do like this turbofan. And it costs... Holy moly, it costs 1000 thruster comps? How good is this thing? Wait, I have to check it out. Okay, so this is a little test that I did. And we have 14 of those turbofan engines, and they cannot get this ship to fly. So at least they are not OP as I thought, because this is a ginormous ship and they shouldn't be able to do it with just that small amount. But nonetheless, I think I could recommend this mod. Even if I haven't played on it, it looks amazing from just, you know, like the get-go. So yeah, I think this might be a nice addition to your game, especially those blocks, like tanks. and the guns, of course, but still the customization is one of the best thing that you can do, and adding a lot of detail to your builds is, wow. I am very grateful that this mod got remastered. Let's go to the next one. The next mod that has been showcased in this place is Ganymede Programmable Holo LCD by Sarah Gonas, and it adds programmable Holo LCDs, and that's basically all of the stuff that it adds. This is an LCD that you can be like a programmable block. Yeah, need to separate. So this is a very useful mod if you are trying to run a script and you have to, like, for example, add a different LCD, like a vanilla one, and you have changed its name and then something isn't working. So this basically removes that problem. And also, if you take a look at this in the game, we can see they are looking very, very nicely. Like, let's get rid of that. As you can see, they look, wow, they look actually amazing. I don't have anything put on them, but as you can see, we have a few different colors, we have a few different variations. So we can, for example, have with those dots, but you can also have like this sci-fi looking. You can also have this blank, and the frames are different. And we can also have the see-through version, so the clear one. And all of that, yeah, this is looking amazing in my opinion. If you want some small mods, I am currently doing a video for small mods, but this one, yeah, this is definitely recommend, an easy recommend. The next thing that we can find in here is populated world creatures AI enable, and I would love to showcase it right now, but I think I will just do another episode solely to, adding some life to your planets, and this mod will definitely be on this list because it is amazing. If you want to try it, it adds AI to your game basically, and there are some other mods that add other stuff with this AI, so they can add maybe spiders, some wolves, maybe even enemies like who are looking like you. Very amazing stuff, but I will talk about it in some later episode. But let's go and talk about lifted wheel suspension by Zantulo, and it adds, hopefully you can load it. It adds wheels that are like lifted, so they are a bit more towards the ground. So you can have your vehicles a bit or even more higher. And looking at it in the game, we can see just how huge some of those wheels are. So I put it on this poor battleship, and as you can see, they first and foremost look amazing. Like the detail, they don't look like the vanilla one, they look a bit even better. As you can see, we even have something that looks like a vanilla hinge here. So that's amazing. The suspension is looking very, very nicely. Of course, I unfortunately don't have the Wasteland DLC, so I cannot show different wheels. But as you can see, we can put them in a different direction. And I definitely see the appeal of this mod, because I don't, unfortunately, I don't have any of my blueprints right now. But I see the appeal. I don't know why, but I added those wheels to this craft, and it just looks amazing. Like, wow. Even if they are not as useful as they could be, I mean, I can turn off the... Oh god. Oh god! But so sometimes stuff may happen. Wow, we are still alive. Hey, we didn't almost lose anything. That's nice. So as you can see, you can make some crazy creation with that. And those wheels looks amazing. So for a monster truck or something like this, they are a perfect fit. I think also for some aircrafts. I don't know if we should check. Yeah, I'll let you go. And do I have those wheels here? Okay, so can we have a small variant? And I would like to find the smallest one. So the smallest one is 7x7. So it may be a bit too big for some aircraft, but with their the geometry, they would fit perfectly for aircrafts because they are good for it, I think. So amazing mod, easy to use, just more wheels, more fun, and yeah, check it out. Next one is going to be the piston head attach and detach script by Top Oxygen, and I'm not going into detail about it, but just the script. This is a script that you can use on the programmable block and can attach and detach piston heads without mods. And so this might be useful for some people. I personally I'm not the biggest fan of scripts because you know they take time to learn and I sometimes don't have enough time to do it. But yeah, if you want to try it, just go for it. We also have the realistic atmospheres, better planet atmosphere visuals by Jamak, and I talked about this mod and I do quite like it. It is amazing. The visuals are stunning. Check out the realistic mods video if you want to see more of it. So yeah, this is very nice mod. I totally recommend it. And now we have another one that I would like to this time showcase, and this is More Light Options by Elachi Dance Party, and it adds lights to the game, and it adds quite a lot of lights. So as you can see from the Team Workshop page, we have a ton of new lights. Let's see them in game. Okay, so as you can see, we have quite a lot of lights in the game with this mod. So we have a half block spotlight, we have slope spotlight 1 version, version 2, version 3, and they all look very nice. I think they would work perfectly on vehicles. This definitely should work on any car, because the normal spotlight in the game, the base game, doesn't, in my opinion, work. It just doesn't fit in most of the vehicles that you are going to build, and this thing, yeah, it should. Especially the sloped version, when the light is a bit hidden, it looks much better than, you know, building this in vanilla with a lot of more blocks. We also have what's the name for it? A multispectral sensor, and it basically works like a spotlight, but I think this mod, so the spotlight was added in the newest Warfare update, but this mod existed before that, I think. So it is looking very militaristic, and it can track enemies up to 1 kilometer. So you can configure it to find the sensor. As you can see, we can change what it should shoot at, but it's not shooting, it's just putting just targeting with light. So you can light up any missiles, light up meteors, light up enemy aircraft, maybe even your own aircraft, and this looks amazing. We have, of course, some ceiling lights. Some of them look actually very nice. I think they fit very nicely, this condition light. We also have some small versions of the lights and offset. And the very nice thing about it, the last one, is the street lamp. Or the street light? Street light. And it looks, wow, it looks very nice. It is, you can build it in, like, you know, a custom mode. So you can change how you want it to look. You can, for example, with bean, add this type of version, and add, for example, like this, and then add to it light. Oh, and this looks very realistic. I do like how it looks. You can even go without it and just, you know, the pole of bean. But still, I do like the street lights. Easy to recommend mod. Check it out if you think the vanilla game is lacking a bit more light. And last but not least, in terms of mods, we have a vanilla homing missiles by Cityon. And it basically makes the vanilla missiles capable of homing possibilities. So if you look at this in the game, okay, so we are here in the game and we have our target selected, and it comes with the newest update, so we can press right click to lock on the target, and when we try to shoot our missiles, as you can see, they are homing. They gain a homing capability. I know it's not perfect. I would love to see the version that has two types. So we have a type that shoots just straight up, and another one that is a homing, that has a homing capability. But nonetheless, it is very nice to see this option. As you can see, our missiles, whatever we shoot, whatever direction, they are going to home where we want them to go. And if we change it to a spectator cam, they're almost getting there. They're almost getting there, so we are too far away. I think I don't know the base missile. Yeah, it is a hit. So I don't know the base vanilla missile range, but I think it was longer than, you know, 800 meters. But with this mod, it is 800 meters. But yeah, nonetheless, you can still shoot, and they're going to home. So we can even turn the other direction and shoot the missiles, and as you can see, they are coming back, shooting the target. Very nice addition to your game. I recommend checking it out because it is a nice small addition, but it works amazingly. And at the end of the community spotlight from the February, we have the Alcura star system. I'm not going to show it in the game because you can see it in the screenshots, but you may want to check it out. It depends. For example, this moon with this giant hole looks amazing, and also this might be a very nice mod. When you go down, you can see there it has some pre-installed mods. So for example, the sun is not yellow, the water mode, the modular encounters. So basically adding this mod and maybe adding the build vision, it should be everything that you need to have a nice playthrough with some enemies. And the last thing that they show is a Kochi class destroyer. So you may want to check it out. It's from Yaki Yaki. And this from the screenshot because it doesn't load. Okay. Yeah, it looks very nice. Wow. Yeah, some people have a real talent for building, not me. So you maybe want to check it out. Unfortunately, you need DLC Heavy Industries for it, but Yeah, so that was a community spotlight. Let me know what you think about this type of videos. Should I do them more often, or where the community spotlight comes out? And yeah, I see you in the next one. Bye.